Jim Mason of the Ontario Junior Hockey. We're at the OJHL Governor's Showcase in beautiful Niagara Falls, Ontario. This event presented by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Our special guest, Nick Smith from NHL Central Scouting. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
First question, how'd you get into the scouting business?
It's a bit of a long story, so I'll try and keep it short, but a good friend of mine is JF Danfous, so he covers our Quebec part of our Central Scouting. We played together about 20 years ago for Anaheim's farm team, and I was working at Enbridge Gas, just doing my thing, and I got a Facebook message asking me about possibly getting back into the game, into scouting, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I pursued it, and we ended up talking every day, and then sat down for a couple interviews, and one of them was with Dan Marr, my boss now, who interviewed me before the 1997 NHL draft, and we figured out it was 26 years later. Another interview, and I got the job, and it's been a blessing. It's so awesome to be back in the game, and I'm very fortunate. So,
cool story, and you had a great pro career in Canada, the States, Europe, NHL, and now we've come full circle with that great tale of catching up after all those years. Central Scouting has been always at the Governor's Showcase. We really appreciate the coverage and just having you folks here to look at the young prospects. Well over 100 scouts here already, and we're not even halfway through the event. We have scouts here from the NHL, Central Scouting, the teams, NCAA, CHL, U Sports, more walking in this morning for today's games. I'm always fascinated as just being a fan, watching and admiring skill levels, but what's the next level? What are scouts actually looking at, Nick?
I would say mostly progression, right? They want to see, kids getting better, and I think it's true, like, don't tell them, but a lot of these scouts are smart. They've been around the game a long time, and they know potential, they know, if a kid's raw, so it's, I don't know, it's interesting dynamic now with the rule changes, with all the kids, I think at OHL camps this year, there was probably 60 kids at each camp. The US kids coming up, so it's an interesting dynamic for sure, and everything is going to trickle down. So it's a little bit uncharted territory, but it's been a great couple days here and one-stop shop. It's nice.
Good to hear. With that changing landscape, especially in junior hockey as it relates to the OHL, CHL, and NCAA, what do you see and what do you think the role of the OJHL is as we link up with OHL teams and try and elevate players to the next level?
Yeah, I think, I think it's going to be an important part of it, especially in Ontario being that one step. I mean, there's going to be so many players looking to play in the CHL that they're going to need a home base that's that one little step below, and keep their skills sharp and develop. And the OJ is the perfect league for it. So, it's a great landing spot, especially for young players who, were one of those last cuts, or or on the radar for these OHL teams. So, landing here is a pretty good spot for them.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate you doing this, Nick.
Yeah, no problem, Jim. No problem. Anytime.
Enjoy the rest of the showcase.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
guys.